Hello, welcome to a vlog on the vlogging channel instead of a vlog on my phone. So straight up talking to you like this. And if you're thinking, where the hell have you been, Jamie? I mean, yes, I have been vlogging on my phone, but it's been like not up to date or anything. It's just been doing fragments of when I've been vlogging during the day. Like oldest clip to the oldest clip first, going all the way to the newest clip. Thinking where I've been, that's all I've been doing. I've just been vlogging on my phone, putting it all together into fragments videos. Two already up, one being made, and I've just been doing other things, like the example of me getting a M&S paid placement role at, like I said, M&S, and just being able to, so I'm doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday for 12 weeks, and of course at any moment, of course, I'm aware if they're like, oh, we don't like the standards that you're fulfilling to what, but it's not fulfilling to what we need. Why? I'm very aware they could do that. I'm very aware, but I'm gonna, like I have for the last 4 weeks, when I've been with them, one, work my arse off. Two, be very helpful. Three, don't stand around. Even if you're gonna stand around, make sure you're like facing up and doing like the stock rotation and making sure everything's neat and tidy. And be helpful to customers. Even if they don't ask you for the help, you can just go. If they're like, oh, I'm not sure if I should buy that or not. Not sure if I should get that. If you're like, and if you go up and like say, excuse me, are you wanting any assistance? Then you're interacting, and if opportunity is needed, you can help them. So that's next Thursday, 13th of July. So yeah, that's happening, and I wanted to discuss something. So Ruby Price does the videos on Trans Talk, and there's a few areas within LGBT+Q that I want to discuss. So it's not going to be like a rip-off copy to what she does, because she is very good at talking about that area, because it's an area that she's within. Go onto her channel and you'll know what I mean. So within LGBT, there's quite a lot of misconceptions that people have within that area. So, like for example, with bisexuality and gay, so like lesbian, gay, bigender, transgender, queer, people often think that being gay and being bisexual is the same thing. It's not. It isn't. Like, it's not. Like, if you are gay, and props doesn't even, I don't even care if you are, because you be who you are, be yourself. If you are gay, it's like that's me having sexual attraction to another male. If I'm a woman, obviously I'm not, but it's a woman having sexual attraction to another woman, so that's lesbian. So you get the lesbian, you get the lesbian, the L in lesbian. So in that LGBT+Q, so you get that. And people often mistake that for being the same thing, because it's like, oh, if you're bisexual, you are gay. You're not. You're not. If you're bisexual, you are bi, which means you like both genders. Like, honestly, like, I honestly don't care what I am. I don't care what happens with anything. I don't. Obviously, I prefer women more to men. But honestly, like, sometimes when I see men that are of attractiveness standards, you can't help but think good looking. But the thing is, I wouldn't have sexual contact with a man. I wouldn't. I don't even like the idea of sex. I mean, it's natural for people to conceive it and do it. It just makes me cringe a little bit when I think about it. Like, whenever I hear people like, "Oh, I did this last night and I did that," and it, ugh. No, I don't like talking about. I don't like talking about it. I don't like talking about it. And there's also the same one with the misconception, thinking that they're the same thing. Being transgender and being a transvestite. Now, being transvestite is a certain gender, so like male or female, which then has like the attraction, pleasure, or orientation to dressing up in the opposite gender's clothing. So it's like a man, sexually, well, not sexually, but it's like a man wearing a dress, and killer heels on a night out. Because if that were me, I'd be in A&E because of the heels, not because of the dress. And transgender is when you like, there's the term MTF or FTW, FTM, so it's like male to female and female to male, and it must be so difficult to go through that stage, like honestly, to go through with it. Like, it's not a phase, it's your whole life, to be fair. Like, it's not like one of them things you can just revert back. So if I were to undergo surgery and get female things done to me, like hormone therapy, hair removal, and other things, you can't after it be like, I want to revert to be a male, because then you can't. You have to make that choice, and you have the one choice, and you've got to be really, really sure about that choice. You've got to be really sure you want to go through it. And I can imagine for a lot of trans people that go through that stage, that must be a very scary place. Like, there's sometimes, of course, it's like sometimes with me, I can feel a little feminine. I can feel a little bit feminine in myself. Like when I'm in a shop and I see women's clothing and see it and think, what would it look like if I were to put said thing on? Like you get, I sometimes get that feeling. Like, it's just material at the end of the day. Like, does it really matter if it's longer or short, or if it's tight, or does it matter? I don't think it does. Like, but so the transvestite thing is, so the best way of saying it is cross-dressing. So like, you've got a man wearing women's clothing and a woman wearing man's clothing. Now, I think it's harder for men to go to work for women, because if you're a woman and you dress like a man, you get perceived as being like, I don't know, just being like normal in a way, like normaler. But if I see a man, but I don't really care, to be fair. Like, it's like, if you want to do what you want to do, it's up to you. But I don't know, it's just like, if you want to wear a dress, a skirt, for example, you go for it. And I'll straight up now say now that I have tried it. I've tried, and I would not. It's not that I wouldn't recommend it. It's just I don't feel comfortable in it to do it. Like it was during the one of the Overgate weeks I was in. Like, it was just literally, I just saw it, and I just thought, sod it, why not? Let's just see what happens. Let's be experimental. So I put on a red top, a red skirt, and black tights, and and then I realised, like, I don't like things to be tight on me. I like things to be loose, like this. Like, I don't want it to be like skin tight or anything. I don't like that feeling. And that's when I realised it wasn't for me. And obviously some people find it as a way of life. I just did it as an experiment. Like why it made me realise then, when I did that, what a lot of women go through with clothing. Because, like, I'll be honest with tights right now. I thought when I was going to put them on, I was like, oh, they were easy to put on. They're fucking not. Sorry, they are really not easy. Like, I can totally relate to any woman that wears them in public or anywhere else, because they are probably one of. I mean, bearing in mind that I'm a man and I have genitalia, and yeah, it's just, they are hard to put on. They're really hard to put on. So you just, yeah, it's quite a challenge. Like, and then I realised with that, I was like, I didn't feel comfortable doing it. Now, for some reason, if anything was for like the winter open evening at the Overgate, for some reason, if I do get into it, or for some reason I see something and I'm like, sod it, for that evening, I might just put something else on similar to it for the winter open evening. Because for charity, you do things for fun, and that would be funny for other people to see what I'd be capable of, if that makes sense. So, and it's not easy coming out. I mean, I'm not saying, oh God, I'm not publicly saying coming out. Me, I'm not publicly coming out, because I don't like that term. I don't like the fact that you have to address yourself by coming out. So, like, if you're who you are, you shouldn't have to put out to an audience saying, hey, look, I'm gay. Hey, look, I'm bisexual. Hey, look, I'm transgender. Like, there's one, it's pretty brave to do it, but I don't really see the point doing it. Like, why would you go through that? Like, honestly, I don't know what I am, to be fair. And to be honest, I don't honestly care. Because I thought I was hetero, which is just like fancying women, or if I'm a woman, fancying men. But then I realised with school and university, I was like, I'm not hetero. I'm pretty sure being asexual is the not being really fussed. I'm not sure which one it is, because there's times where I debate, and times where I actually don't care. Like, I don't care I honestly, I just don't care. Just, if you wanna be this, if you wanna be that, then that's fine. Because if you wanna come out to an audience, you're being brave by doing it. and you just gotta be yourself. Like, honestly, you shouldn't be pressured into doing things that you don't want to do, and be proud of yourself. Like, honestly, I don't feel negative or anything. I don't honestly think about it, to be fair. I mean, I'm aware there's so many types of sexual orientation, but I don't honestly think about it, to be fair. Like, whatever happens in the future with me regarding a said relationship, that's how it'll go. I don't really mind what happens. Like, yeah, it's a weird one. So, to say that I was only going to talk about, like, I am talking about LGBT stuff anyway. I find it so weird. I find it so surreal that people cannot accept being. I find it surreal that people cannot accept other people being within LGBT+Q. I don't get it. Like, I think I saw someone on the news saying like it's wrong to be that. I was like, it's not. You can't ban someone from being gay. You can't. You just cannot ban you cannot ban sexuality. It don't work. Like, it don't work like that. And I can't think of a similarity to go with it, but you can't ban someone from being who they are and how they've always been. And as far as I'm aware, and people who are trans might not think that they are at first, but they might realise in the future, at some stage in someone's life, they realise if they are or not. Like, I've thought about it a few times, like, what if I was the opposite sex, but I wouldn't actually change the other sex. I've thought about what it would be like. I guess that's what it's like for transvestites, because they think what it must be like to be the other opposite sex, not to actually be the opposite sex. So I'm going to end the video here. My God, 18 minutes long. Jesus Christ. I have been doing that. I've been talking to camera for 18 minutes. Oh, there we go. It went froze for a second. Oh, Jesus. So, I'm Jimmy. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you soon with more content. Goodbye.